Zuma buddies score 80 million rand. Oh, Sunday Times. Zuma's allies in revolt against the Gupta. It's like a comic strip. You know, my grandchildren keep saying to me, "Oh, Gogo, why do you keep on sitting with the Sunday newspapers? You can get all the news from the internet." Ah, yeah, I know. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, you know. A newspaper feels like an old friend. The internet feels like a burglar. And here's 80,000 rand going to friends of the president. 80 million rand. It's about $80. Nee, maar wag 'n bietjie, grappies op 'n stokkie. If everybody wants to talk about free education, how are we going to make anything free if it all gets given away to your friends? You know, my grandchildren, yes, they find so much information on the internet. And of course, more than ever before. But where's the knowledge? And Winnie Jean, my oldest little granddaughter, is back at the university. Her first year, she was going to do a very important entry exam last year, but of course, with all those riots, you know, fees must fall. And now she's there next week. Well, if she can get to the university, because they're still protesting and burning things outside. And she has to do a little oral exam about satire. Liewe Aarde, what is happening to the children today? Satire. Do you know, I must be honest with you, I've never understood satire. I mean, some people have even said, I've been a victim of satire. Well, I know there's this third-rate comedian who keeps dressing up as me, makes me look fat, because he always is fat. Mano, ja, Winnie Jean has now written this whole thing about satire. She wants me just to check it to see if she's made any mistakes. I'm so honored as her gogo. Okay, what's it? All satire is basically political and therefore, in its nature, politically incorrect. Yeah. It is the silent laughter, the unspoken whisper, the hidden gasp, the repressed scream that most dread to expose. Yeah. And so, political satire anywhere and everywhere in the world can overcome not just race and class divisions, but also religious chasms, sexual confusions, intellectual pretensions, artistic pomposity, and above all, political criminality. But can it also reinforce them? Absolutely. Yeah. For if those exposed to the joke don't understand the concept of satire, it could easily be seen as supporting that very target. It is only what happened yesterday that works as satire. Tomorrow's satire can only be reinvented to happen after the tragedies and absurdities of today. And in Africa, that all too often can be rejected as racism. Ja, my liewe Aarde, I think that's very, very clever. Baie oulik. Oh, she must dot the I's and cross the T's. But no, I'm sure this will work very well as her satire. Now, yeah, let me get back to the real world. I have to do a lunch for all the Mrs. Guptas today. It's a nightmare. The one Mrs. Gupta is now a vegan, but she likes chicken. The other Mrs. Gupta is on the banting thing, but she doesn't want red meat. The other Mrs. Gupta is on the Israeli army diet, and that's 1 apple a day. And of course, the fourth Mrs. Gupta wants fresh sushi. Fresh sushi! I'm so tempted to say to her, "Comrade, madam, would you like fresh sushi on a naked juju?" Wag 'n bietjie, I can't say that. Can I say that? I mean, is that racist? Nee, mag toch. It's satire. Katie's orange duck.
Evita, and you know what we mean. Evita, always on the scene. Evita, Poseidon, oh, Evita should be queen.